And we're talking a little bit off air, the different positions that you play. Where'd you play predominantly in your junior footy? And it sounds like you're a bit of a hybrid at the moment. But yeah, what's your favourite positions to play with this year?
Yeah, junior footy probably was always in the back lines, like back pocket, half back. Um, and then yeah, when I got into senior footy, it was still probably like that half back, back pocket role, and then experimented, forward line a little bit, but never really found it all that comfortable. I think that's the best way to put it. But yeah, and then I felt like I really cemented that spot in the backlines, and that's pretty much where I've been since. And then this year, just been thrown around again, just different coach this year. So I don't know, maybe wanted to see me in a few different positions, but yeah, half back in back pockets where I've played most of my footy and feel most comfortable. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very good, mate. And what would you say your strengths are in playing in the back line? What is when your game's at your best? What do you feel like is going really well for you?
I think just that ability to just relieve the pressure off the back lines, like when you're getting swamped kind of thing, and just being able to just clear that ball out, get it to your midfielders or your wingers, and just get it forward and get it into your forward 50. I feel like that's probably my biggest strength.
And you've been on our online high performance program for some while now. We're talking a little bit off air just before about how you're feeling a bit stronger in training and in the contest on game day, but also things like I guess your separation, your ability to use your leg speed and get away from opponents, which is pretty important for a halfback and a running back, and kicking distance as well. So I guess more specifically, what areas of our program do you think that have been different to other programs that you've done in the past? I guess for those listening that haven't experienced a strength and conditioning program that's sort of footy specific.
Yeah. Um, I'd say like the sort of your standard movements, like your bench press and deadlift and stuff like that. Um, I didn't really used to do that all that much. It was very like free weights, dynamic kind of thing. So I think just having that bit more simpler approach has definitely helped. And then some of the more complicated movements, like more explosive ones, adding them sort of into the more traditional kind of strength training and weightlifting has been good rather than just focusing solely on just like explosiveness or agility kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well explained, mate. Yeah, I think it's in this day and age, there's so much information out there, and there's no secrets to exercises. So I think everyone's probably aware of YouTube, TikTok. You get exposed to lots of different exercises that AFL athletes may be doing, so that can make it a little bit challenging to, like you said, sort of stick to the simple fundamentals. But even an AFL athlete at the age of 25 should still be doing the fundamentals, 80% of the time. And then those more, I guess, potentially position specific exercises really it should be as close to playing the game as possible. So you sort of leave specificity to on the field. And the gym should be around like exactly that, sticking to your key pillars of max strength, power, and just sort of, I guess, creating a better all-round athlete to help you use those weapons on the field. How have you talked a little bit before off air, you're working on the farm, which is like early start to your days, and I imagine can be quite physical at times. How do you keep yourself sort of motivated and accountable to the program, particularly in season when, as we know, it's a long competitive year? What are some things that you found helpful, I guess, for those listening in that find it hard to stick to a program in season? What's helped you?
Yeah, I find it's just my mindset always is like you have an option to put in the work or not put in the work. And I think like even if you had like a big day at work or you might get home and you don't really feel like going, it's always going to be more beneficial to go to the gym and get the work in, because it's just going to help you at the end of the day. So as long as long as I, get a good sleep at the end of the day, that's all I'm really fussed about. So
Yeah, okay. So it's a matter of yeah, yeah. For you, it's almost not even a thought process. It's just it's the program's there to do, and it's just part of your day, part of your routine.
yeah, yeah, just sort of, it's just another box I got to tick off, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, no, well said, mate. I think that's a great way to put it. If it's so funny how the more we do, generally, the more we get done in a sense. So the more time you spend sort of thinking about it, I guess you're potentially sort of wasting your time. Whereas, yeah, if you can just get started, that's usually the hardest part. So no, well put, mate. And what about from a energy point of view? Are there periods throughout the year where you found maybe you felt a little bit run down, whether it be due to work or due to playing, and what have been some strategies to help make sure that come game day you're feeling fresh and energized and play your best?
Yeah. Uh, well, sometimes you don't always get to bed on time and you're feeling it throughout the day. And then, you don't go to bed early that night, then it just kind of carries over. I think just the one thing that's helped me the most is just like eating well and just like, lots of water, lots of good foods. It really does help. Staying away from the processed and, you know, the not good foods. I think it just has helped me just recover that little bit better. And then, you can kind of get away with if you missed a bit of sleep, as long as you're eating well, I think your body responds really well to it. Um, and then it's just kind of how I'm feeling on a Friday. If I feeling a bit sore, I'll, you know, probably not do the primer. But if I'm, feeling up to it and everything, I'll, go do the primer and get that done. But yeah, on a Friday, it just depends on how I'm feeling and if I need more rest for a Saturday kind of thing, or if I, am feeling good.
Well said, mate. Yet again, you sort of reference well, we don't have to put them necessarily in the simple basket, but certainly the big rocks when it comes to recovery. I think people can get caught up into foam rolling and maybe an ice bath, but really the things that you mentioned are certainly the big rocks when it comes to recovery, and that is your sleep, your nutrition, and the one that was most impressive was listening to your body and how you're feeling as well. And that's why the primer really is optional. And the most powerful thing, even trumps any technology that we have in sports science technology nowadays, is athletes' intuition and understanding, being able to read the cues that their body's letting them know and understand probably what's best for them that day and how that's going to set them up for the next day. So I think that's a really strong message, mate, and definitely a professional sort of mature approach. How did you sort of get on that wavelength? Where did the penny drop where you started to recognize that sleep was important, nutrition, some of these sort of lifestyle factors for your football? Was it a resource? Was it a book? Was it a particular video online? Was it maybe a peer, a teammate or something? Or
Um, it's probably always been my dad, I'd say. Ever since I was young, he's always banged on to me about sleeping well and eating well kind of thing. And then, I was mentioning before the live stream that I was, doing that Athlete Next program. And he was always, of the mindset that, sleep and nutrition are more important than anything. So yeah, I suppose it's probably the person who started it all was my dad from an early age, and then it's just kind of carried over. And then I suppose it's just kind of become habit and then further reinforced through different programs along the way and stuff. So yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, very good. In terms of the big picture, mate, where do you want to take your football? Let's envision the next sort of 6 months to 12 months. What would be a really successful 6 to 12 months for you in terms of football?
Um, Well, I've been thinking about it, and I just really want to be as best as I can be, and wherever that goes, I'm not really sure, but as long as I know that I'm at the best version of myself currently, then wherever I am playing like division grade kind of thing, it'll probably reflect on how I am currently. But I am aiming to get to like a Div 1 team in Adelaide, whether that's B grade or A grade. Probably not A grade. I don't think I'm quite at that level yet. But yeah, I'm definitely aiming for at least a Div 1 B grade team next year. So yeah.
Fantastic. That's awesome, mate. Great to strive for, yeah, like you said, being your best self, and I think having that goal, that vision is really important because it can help sort of give purpose to the process that you're sort of following, I guess, from day to day, week to week, month to month. What obstacles that you currently face do you think hinder that progress towards those goals? If you sort of cast yourself over the next sort of 6 to 12 months, what do you think are going to be your biggest obstacles?
Um, well, I'd need to find somewhere to live in Adelaide. I got family there, but it's just, a bit complicated at the moment. So that's probably one factor. Second one is probably the gym I'm currently in is a little bit ill-equipped. So I probably need to find a new gym just to really capitalize on all those exercises and stuff like that. But I think other than that, I think the only thing really stopping me is myself and whether I want to push myself to put in the work or not. But yeah, I think that's probably it.
No, well said, mate. Why Adelaide?
Um, I just feel like that's like where sort of the best footy players are, or at least in my opinion, that's where they are. And I got family there, so I think I just enjoy playing footy there. So yeah.
Yep. And work would transfer quite easily over there if you relocated.
I probably need to find a new job, but yeah, I don't think it would be that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. Well, yeah, that's good. Sounds like you're really clear on what you want to achieve, and you've got the habits in place. So that's, yeah, generally can be the hardest part. At least you know what success feels like and looks like now for you to play your best footy. You've got the process and sort of systems down pat. So yeah, that's fantastic, mate. Looking forward to following your journey to that point, and yeah, keeping us in the loop, and make sure to reach out at any time where to help out. Is there, when you said gym access, is that like a location aspect, something that's close by at the moment that's not better than the current gym, or is it more a budgeting thing?
It's just more like equipment. Like the gym I'm at currently is just a little bit under equipped. You kind of got to make do with what you got. So suppose it's just a kind of a nicety or an ease of access kind of thing to just get a gym with access to the things I need access to.
Yep. Yep. And for those that perhaps are sort of new to strength and conditioning, talk us through how you found our program. Was it online? Was it social media? And then what a typical week looks like for you in season?
Yeah, so I found the program. I don't know if you know of enhanced football. With
Oh yeah, Ben.
Yeah. So yeah, I did a few lessons down in Adelaide with the Adelaide coach down there, and I just asked him if he knew of any AFL programs, and he said he did prepare like a pro, and he recommended it to me. So that's how I got onto it.
Yep. Very good. We'll have to find out who that coach is. I know Ben, the founder of Enhanced Football, but the Adelaide coach, not Josh.
Nah, his name's Luke. I'm not sure his last name, but I know his first name's Luke.
Yeah, cool. And then you were doing those sessions to focus on more the skill, sort of tactical side of football.
Yeah. So yeah, I went down there and Had some kicking lessons, marking lessons, and I found they really helped me a lot with my game. So it was really beneficial.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, that's something we often get asked a lot with those that sort of find our business is do we help with the kicking side of things and goal kicking routine and running patterns and that's where usually we'll do the same that Luke did for us. We refer on because our expertise is more around the things that you've mentioned, the work you do in the gym to improve your athleticism on the field and also the conditioning side of things to improve your ability to run out games and your speed and agility. And we leave the skills and the tactical side to the coaches. So it's great. Australia sort of getting almost like the American style system in place now, where there's skills and strength and conditioning coaches that have access to everyone. If you want to sort of treat yourself like a professional, you certainly have the access now, which is really, really good. And then from sort of Monday through to Friday, you've mentioned priming. Maybe we'll finish with that, but start at the start of the week. What does a typical start of the week look like, both from in the gym to your recovery, but also your football training nights as well?
Yep. So Monday I'll do Tuesday's leg workout just because it's a bit hard to fit it in on a Tuesday just with footy training, and it's a bit, I think it's like 30 minutes drive and I don't get back too late, and then usually got to go to bed a bit earlier to get up early, so it's just easier if I just move it to the Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesday footy training, and then Wednesday I'll do the upper body workout, and then Thursday I'll do the full body for training because training doesn't start till later on a Thursday, so I've got a bit of time to fit it in before training. And then Thursday training, and then Friday, if I'm feeling good, I'll do the primer. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I'll probably get on the bike a little bit, tick the legs over, and do a bit of foam rolling, but nothing too crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And game day is always consistently the same times and day, so you always have 7-day break in between.
Yeah, every Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, and talk us about the year so far. So you mentioned you've got to win every game. Is that right to make the finals?
Yeah, so we've only got 2 games left in the season, but we have to win both of them if we want to play finals. So we need to play some good footy, I suppose, and hopefully scratch up a few wins.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, hopefully all the best, mate. Hopefully you do, and you get to play finals footy. When was the last time the club was in finals?
We were in finals last year, I'm pretty sure, and we went out either first week or second week. And then the year before that, I think we made the grand final, but lost that. So, I mean, we've been pretty like successful with finals, but I don't think we've won a premiership in a little while. So,
Yeah, this year could be the year. Get on a hot run.
yeah, I don't think so, unfortunately. 1 and 2 are just very much clear of 3 and 4. So it'll just be between those two this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough, mate. Well, yeah, thank you, Angus, for jumping on, mate, and sharing with us your story and journey in football, things that have helped you along the way. We'll just finish with what's been the biggest challenge in your football career so far, and what did you learn by facing that challenge? It could be an injury, a form slump, could be anything, but yeah, what did you learn from facing that challenge?
I think the one thing was always my kicking. It was just I could never quite get the kind of perfect height on it. I could never get it low enough, and that probably held me back for a while. And I was working on it a bit. You know, I got a a one touch, like those just ball on a string pretty much. You just kick it and it comes back, just to try and see if that helped anything. But I could never really find what really worked for me. And then, I went to enhanced football down in Adelaide, and that pretty much changed everything. But it wasn't right away, and even still, I'm still working on it. It was probably a 2-year process, I'd say, to try and get that really nailed in. But yeah, it was probably the one thing always holding me back from just like being really damaging with my kicking, like hitting those like real damaging kicks that just tear sides apart. So I suppose that's been the biggest thing I've had to overcome. I'd say that's probably it.
Oh, awesome, mate. Yeah, thanks for that insight. And thanks for sharing with us today. For anyone that wants to have access to either of those programs, I'll add Enhanced Football link in there as well. Because if you're looking for coaches to give you that one-on-one advice and like Angus talk about, really strengthen your weapons to help you dominate the game, we'll add a link to them for the football side of things. And then if you're wanting strength and conditioning to help for more the athletic side, if perhaps your fitness is letting you down or your strength in the contest, I'll add in a link which will give you a 14-day free trial for the program that Angus is on. There's a few different options. There's those that want to put on size, our gainers program, where there's a bit more volume in the gym. Those that want to improve their max strength, more for explosive power. And then the third option is a development program, those new to the gym for younger athletes and those new to the gym. So that's our development program. And we're going into the off season, so conditioning is going to be starting to be a focus again now. So if you listen to this and your season is done, then you can go into a repeat speed conditioning program or aerobic capacity program. So any of those 5 different options you can choose to make the program suit you. So if that interests you, I'll add the links in the show notes and you can check it out. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks again, Angus, and all the best for the rest of the season, mate. Hope you get those 2 wins and into the finals.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.